Okay, we live. Good day, people. Thank you for joining my live stream. Yes, name is Tibbs, and yeah, back with another one, man. So today's Monday, meaning we usually on like start going doing the thing, making Mondays officially the box office Mondays. I know I should have started a long time ago because I started doing it and then I started doing it on Tuesdays, Wednesdays. I'm like, nah, Mondays is usually the best time to do this box office Monday thing, man. So yeah, let's get it. Um, First, we're gonna check out a couple, news issues. Well, actually, I think I should start with the box office. Um, yeah, let me start with the box office, man. Um, Terrifier 3, dude, is okay. I still haven't watched the Terrifier films, but they seem to be good. They seem to be decent. They get great reviews. Um, okay. So the box office news of this weekend, man. Joker actually did, yo, Joker did well, surprisingly. Not anywhere near the levels of the first film, but the Joker did well. Okay, let's start with number 10. Um, Number 10, despite very polarizing reviews, very crazy reviews, it's Megalopolis, man. Megalopolis made $6 million, like $1 million this past weekend for a $6 million queue, and that was off $100 million budget, man. And yeah, its worldwide queue right now stands at 8 million, $8.5 million, man. Yeah, hey, Francis Ford Coppola, man. I feel sorry for him, but he's a legend, so he probably doesn't care, man. Anyway, the next film's a film that actually has been also getting some good reviews, but also like Terrifier has been getting a lot of controversy, should I say? It's been very controversial, and it's it's a horror film, and there's scenes which disgust the audience, man. It's crazy. Like it's been getting the same level, not really the same level, but near the same level as Terrifier 3 in terms of just disgusting audiences or shocking audiences that much, man. Like audiences can't believe what they're seeing. And yeah, it's at number 9 with $1.3 million, man. And yeah, for $9.7 million queue, man. I don't really know much about this film. Um, it's made 16.5 million dollars worldwide, and that's a lot of money, man. That because if I remember, this was supposed to be like a direct to streaming film. So the fact that they got this in cinemas and the fact that it's doing well, hey man, that's a very good thing, man. Because obviously it's still gonna be a hit on streaming if it gets to streaming. So still hanging on, still fighting. At number 8 is Deadpool and Wolverine, man. Yo, this film is man. It doesn't want to stop. It's a $1.3 billion, $1.328 billion, man. It's fighting, bro. It is doing amazing. And yeah, a retrospective review from me is that that film it wasn't as good as it could be. It relied a lot on comedy and not really as much as the storyline, but the drama was there. But yeah, it kind of fell to the wayside in terms of the story. But in terms of the build up, it was good, man. In terms of the cameos, it was cameo city, and that worked well. And it's made bank with that, man. It has made bank. Number 7, White Bird. I don't know anything about this movie, man. But yeah, uh, it's in its first weekend actually, man. It's made $1.5 million, bro, and yeah, that is dope. Just this camera. Yeah. White Bird. Yes, it has made $1.5 million, man, which is dope. Which is dope. Um, Sam Colby and the Legend of the Paranormal. Like a lot of films are coming out without any, no hoopla, and nothing said about it. It's just they're just releasing these films. I've rarely seen any adverts for these films, but I don't watch TV that often. But still, I'd expect to see something. But yeah, man. Okay, okay. Someone walking past there. Yeah, people. I do quite want. I kind of like this look. I mean, anyway, let's keep going, bro. At number five, Speak No Evil, bro. Can you imagine a remake making this much money? It's made $67 million worldwide, and in America, which is obviously the list that I'm reading off. It's at number five with. Sorry about that. It's at number five with $2.8 million, man. It's in its fifth weekend and it's made 2.8. It's mad, yo. That is mad. Is it the fifth weekend? How many weekends? No, no, no. It's in its fourth weekend. That's what I'm saying. It's hanging on. And Transformers One is also fighting, but it's because of how good the movie is. A lot of people expected this film to be mad popular, man, mad good, and a lot of people were disappointed by how it was advertised. It's only managed to make $97 million this weekend, so that's also a surprise. I'm expecting it to have made a lot by now. But anyway, man, it's at number three with $5.3 million, which is quite a jump from number five. It's at number four, and at number three for some, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice has had more weekends than Transformers, but it's still in a high position than Transformers. As I'm saying, man, member berries, when they remember the good old times, that's when seems people seem to come out to the theaters, man. I don't know, man. It's like not franchise, the opposite of franchise. Um, and people are franchise fatigue. They probably it's like franchise second win for Beetlejuice, man. What is going on? Oh, man, these dogs. I have a feeling it's gonna bark and bark and bark. Let me just try and sort. Okay, thank people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. Yeah, man, this dog, it barks. It likes barking, man. It's his favorite pastime, barking. Barking, barking. Rah, 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 rah. It just irritates the shit. And yeah, man. We're number two for Wild Robot, man. Wild Robot is also a very good film. It's in its second weekend as well. And it's made $18.7 million, man, for a cum of $63 million, man. All Robot is a very good film, man. People are saying DreamWorks is making a huge comeback, and it might actually, for the films that it's making recently, it might try and fight to be this thing. One of the leading animation companies. I saw a video on that this weekend. It's fighting, man. DreamWorks is fighting. And of course, number one in the cinema but not without controversy, is Joker Folie à Deux. I don't know why they call it Folie à Deux. Like, oh man. Anyway, it has made $121 million, man, off of a $200 million budget, which right now does not seem bad. I think the fans are actually turning out for this one, man. The fans are turning out. I swear to God, if this movie makes a decent return, you know, it'll actually it'll spin the whole thing on its head, man. It'll spin the whole narrative on its head. Because it's got like a 33% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and I usually don't judge the rating, but I have seen this movie. This movie, I didn't even want to make a review video on it, man, because I like to keep my channel positive vibes. That's just good films. I'm not gonna suggest the bad films or films that I don't feel are good enough. Um, yeah, man, I'm not gonna say anything for films that I don't think are good. Like that's what I'm trying to keep the positivity flowing on this channel. I'm I'm trying to keep it realistic because as a so-called self-proclaimed film critic, self-appointed, self-anointed film critic, my job would actually have to be to, check out all of these films, check out the films that are getting a lot of attention and review them. But I don't know, man. Probably sometime down the line. But right now, all I'm focusing on is giving good film suggestions, man. Because I love this art, man, and I love the good in it, and I try not to detract from it that much. Yeah, man, I try not to detract from it that much, man. I just like spreading the positivity out there, people. And Joker is positively making bank, man. Yo, that's mad. Anyway, let's get to some other film news, man. That was the box office. Those are the box office results. Um, yeah. So, in other film news, Terrified 3, which has also been it's been like it's been controversial, not to say the least, man. Not controversial like in a way that people are divided on what type of message it's sending, um, but because of how gruesome the deaths are in this film, man, that people are going crazy. People are like, yo, this film, it's just yeah, bigger. The title here says bigger bucks, bigger body counts, but also bigger pain in the butt, which is crazy. This film seems to be crazy, man. Seems to be going crazy. The upcoming Terrifier 3 is already turning heads, and audience members' stomachs with Damien Leone's latest dose of unrelenting gore. Uh, this third installment in the shock horror franchise made its mark with a powerful debut at Fantastic Fest in September, and is now poised to drive the hatchet right through the 2024 movie schedule. The film immediately pushes boundaries with its gnarly, controversial opening scene, showing off a budget that's far higher than its 250,000 funded predecessor, while still keeping things indie. But as the notorious Big once told us, more money, more problems, man. In a candid interview with the Hollywood Reporter, Leon laid bare the pros and the cons of his newfound financial flexibility. The Terrifier creator, who has built his career around a grassroots DIY approach, didn't hold back in discussing the stress of stepping into a bigger production. And yeah, as the filmmaker explained to the publication, in some regards it was easier, but it was also the most stressful and intense film I've ever worked on. More money, more problems is real, and I had to deal with so many more problems that I've never had to deal with before. In front of the camera, behind the camera, and behind the scenes, you get pulled in so many different directions. There were so many questions I had to answer because there were many more departments with many more crew members in them. So that was really tough, and we had to shoot this film in such a short amount of time. Once the clock is ticking and you're after the races, you can't really stop. It's like the train has left the station and you're basically just trying to catch up to it. You're trying to make the best decisions you can on the fly and in the moment, as a lot of money is burning now. So, yeah, man, Damien Leone, he's a filmmaker I quite admire, man. He's pulled himself by the bootstraps. He's he could have sold his franchise out, but he's trying to keep it as independent as possible. And he's learning the hard way about all these things, man, because he's like the main producer of these films. So yeah, my main producer, financier. Even though the second, first one is self-funded, second one is funded through crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is important, people, as I said. So support people who support your local artists, man. You never know how far they could go. So at first glance, it may seem like a dream come true for any filmmaker to level up in terms of funding. But as Damien pointed out, the increase in resources comes with its own set of complications. More money means more crew, more departments, and unsurprisingly, more decisions. Um, when it came to the indie nature of the first two films in the Gorathon franchise, Leone had the luxury of time, something that vanished when he moved into the larger budget territory. He continued, the two other films were very homemade. We made them at our own pace. We didn't have anybody. We didn't have anybody breathing down our neck. This movie needs to come out by this date. And I'm not saying this is a negative critique. This is just the nature of the beast. So that was a lot of pressure. And I basically had a year to write the script, shoot the movie, and edit it to get it out for a specific release date. And that's not the way I recommend you make a film. The nature of this film just happened to be that. And actually, that is what comes with high level filmmaking, man. You're working for companies who have shareholders to answer to, who are working on budget and time, and you have CEOs to, like, everybody answers to someone. So this is not like independent filmmaking where you could take your time, even if you do have the budget, you can still, more or less take your time with what you're trying to achieve. Also, like, compared to the schedules of everyone involved, like in relation to the schedules of everyone involved. The special effects superstars and directors' reflections offer a rare peek behind the scenes of a filmmaker in terms of balancing passion with pragmatism. One of the biggest hurdles with Terrifier 3 was the sheer time crunch, with edits still being made of the film on the film the afternoon of its world premiere, though it wasn't all doom and gloom. I remember James Wan said that they basically put the last reshoot of Saw um, like the day before it was released. So this is something similar to that, man. Um, I have to say a lot, a lot of these films which seem to need to be perfected at the last minute seem to be doing quite well. The directors of them anyway, James Wan, David F. Sandberg, and now Damien Leone. Leone made sure to highlight how this time around he had an incredible team to support him, including the renowned Christian Tinsley's special makeup effects team. Yeah, if that name rings a bell, it's because Tinsley's work has been featured in everything from The Passion of the Christ to Westworld. So shit, man, that is a huge upgrade. That is like, yeah, man. That is like when you get to the professional level. Know what I'm saying? Took many years to get to this professional level, as Nas would say. But I had an incredible team now. So Kristen Tinsley's special makeup effects team, they took that huge burden off my shoulders, and that was one of the reasons why Terrifier 2 took years to make. I was able to focus on other areas and hopefully be a better filmmaker in the grand scheme of things. I was able to focus on my actors a lot more. I was able to focus with my director of photography a lot more over the course of the day. So there was a lot more attention paid to these details and those areas that maybe got sacrificed a little bit in the other films because I was so preoccupied with the makeup effects. Yes, Damien only did all the effects of the Terrifier 1 and 2 films, man. So hopefully, hopefully this is a better film because of that. And like I kind of predict that this film will be getting a part 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It if he keeps this up, basically next year we should also be getting a Terrifier film, or the year after that, because that's in keeping with the Saw franchise. Remember the Saw franchise? At one point they were releasing a film every single year, man. Impossible. So Saw was going crazy with that. So if Demi Looney can keep this up, hopefully he can turn this franchise into something that's like one of the staples of horrors or one of the pillars of horror movies. Obviously, Saw is just beneath the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street, and the what else? And the Halloween films. Yes, the Halloween films and Scream, I guess, because Scream came out a long time before Saw ever did, but Saw is like Saw kind of introduced this new wave of like directors and call them splatter porn, torture porn, but they were just trying to do something new, something more visceral, and something more hardcore. Because even if you compare those films to other horror films, even the ones that came before that, you just classify it as body horror films, and those body horror films are like the most gruesome films you would ever see, man. Like, but some of them are still very good in terms of storytelling. You just get very, I don't know what's the word, creeped out or like weirded out. Anyway, Leon's experience can be viewed as a cautionary tale for filmmakers entering the big leagues. Sure, a bigger budget offers more possibilities, but it can also lead to new challenges that can feel overwhelming. From the ticking clock to the pressure of delivering on audience expectations, Terrifier 3 has proven to be the director's biggest test yet, and while the director is undoubtedly grateful for the additional resources, it's clear that working on a larger scale comes with its own struggles. And yeah, that is the article there, and actually there's another note here. As the upcoming horror movie Terrifier 3 prepares to hit theaters, one thing is clear: Damien Leone has managed to maintain glory controversial core of the franchise while adapting to the pressures of bigger budgets and tighter schedules. And with an ever-growing fan base, the Scary Clown franchise isn't slowing down anytime soon. Yeah, man. As I said, hopefully it's gonna be like a staple, 8 to 9 movies, and I think compared to other horror films, okay, but this is more of an independent, so you can't really compare it to other horror film franchises. However, in that you can't compare it in terms of critical reception because they would probably wouldn't get as much um, attention without the critical reception. So the second part of this, but the other way you can compare it is that uh, usually for other film franchises, one and two would be good, three, four, five would be very terrible, and then you get probably a six, which is like revives the whole genre, of seven, which revives the whole genre, and which actually gets it back to fans, which like actually makes fans appreciate it more. So even the terrible ones, which are clearly cash grabs, would be appreciated more in terms of that, man. So yeah. Uh, so yeah, that was my thoughts on the Terrifier coming up, man. What is going on here? I'm sorry, people. Technical difficulties again. Oh my, these technical difficulties has to stop. Okay, I don't know. Chris Brown is making a documentary, a history of violence. Let's check out what that's about, man. Oh, I'm not too. I'm not too excited about it. But anyway, what is it? Uh, Chris Brown, History of Violence documentary to premiere next month. Chris Brown is set to be the subject of a new documentary arriving next month, which will focus on allegations of violence against the superstar singer throughout his career. The Hollywood Reporter announced on Monday that the investigation discoveries Chris Brown's history of violence will premiere on October 27th, kicking off the network's third annual No Excuse for Abuse campaign. In a trailer that was released, a woman says in a voiceover, Chris Brown is an amazing and talented musician, but let's call a thing a thing. He's an abuser of women consistently and unapologetically. Chris Brown like it has usually been known to be in fights, but like not always with women, with everyone, man. Chris Brown, I think the fact that he's an R&B superstar and he's light skinned, as I said, I was on another show discussing this. Like Chris Brown, that light skinned niggas are usually more violent because everybody tries to think they're soft, so usually they have to prove themselves more than usual. So they fight more than usual. It's like a it's like a defense mechanism, you know. They have to fight more than usual to prove that they're hard. And I don't know, man. It kind of seeps into their being where they instead of being able to talk things out or let a lot of things slide, they have to usually confront whatever is going on. So that defense mechanism is usually eh, it usually seeps into the character, man, and it usually has some bad consequences, disastrous results. In a statement, the film's producers said, with expert and cultural commentary layered throughout, the documentary provides thoughtful reflections into each survivor's experience and the psychological destruction in the aftermath of the abuse. I only knew about this dude, the infamous Rihanna thing. I didn't know about anything else, man. So let's see. TMZ reported over the summer, Chris Brown and Yella Beezy were hit with a $50 million lawsuit for a fight that allegedly occurred at one of their shows. Who is Yella Beezy? Oh man, I really should get out more, man. I'm not one with the culture. Oh, Yella Beezy is he a rapper? He seems to be a rapper, man. Yeah. Anyway, man, Yella Beezy can kiss his yellow ass nonsense. Um. TMZ reported the pair, along with Breezy's entourage, Lieutenant Cinco Siege and Live Nation, are being sued by plaintiffs Larry Parker, Joseph Lewis, Charles Bush, and Demarcus Powell. The foreman claimed they were invited backstage at Chris's 11/11 tour in Fort Worth, Texas, along with 40 women. You know what they say about Chris Brown and the women at his backstage shows. You know, hey, if a girl goes to a backstage show with Chris Brown, it's over, man. It's done. It's finished. It's bad. Oh, it's chai, bro. It's chai. According to Bush's version of events, he dapped Chris up and was having a positive interaction before one of the singer's team's members said, "Man, you don't remember you two were beefing?" At that point, Bush says Chris replied, "Oh yeah, we were. What's up, nigga? I don't forget shit." Hey, yo, Chris. I think people in his circle even know how he is, man. Someone clearly instigated this thing, bro. Oh, this was world class instigating. Like with one sentence, like the whole thing, the whole thing blew out of proportion. They got into a huge fight, man. And then ordered his crew to jump the visitor. Bush was allegedly surrounded by 7 to 10 people who proceeded to punch and kick him as well as throw a chair at his head. Like, why is it every time black people fight, a chair has to be thrown? Like, can't we just. Anyway, yeah. Parker claims Chris then sent Yellow for him, and then he also got punched and kicked. All 4 men claim they suffered severe injuries and had to undergo various medical treatments. According to the attorney Tony Busby, and one of them at least remained hospitalized at the time of the lawsuit on July 22nd. Hey man, so yeah, check out this thing, man. Check out the documentary on Investigation Discovery, man. Chris Brown, A History of Violence, and it premieres on October 27th. Anyway, anyway. Okay, I'm trying to see what more news. Okay, let's check out the Joker news, man. Um, Joker has fallen significantly below, blah, 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 blah. And oh man, apparently, um, so this Joker film it was supposed to be $70 million. I can't even remember how much the first Joker's film budget was, man. Um, because I think it wasn't this film, the first Joker film. It was quite an anomaly, man. No one expected it to do what it did. You see, it had $70 million the budget. This one was also supposed to have $70 million, but something happened. I have a feeling that it was a bit of a cash grab from some of the directors, some of the cast. People just wanted to get paid. They didn't wanna. They didn't want to have that insecurity of not knowing whether or not the film would actually a would make a decent return, like compared to the second one, the first one. I mean, because of the trend of sequels these days. Part one would be good, and then part two usually, and per deadline as of Sunday morning, Joker's 4-day opening weekend is projected to take in a 3-day total of $81 million this market. This is more than twice than its projected domestic opening, which created a well below expectations between $39 and $40 million, bringing its cumulative total worldwide debut to $121 million. This is more than 100 million lower than the global debut of the original movie, which opened to a total of 235 million, man, which is crazy. That is, that is crazy, man. The first one it was an anomaly, man. Sometimes you just get those films for no reason, even if they're not that great. They just mash up the box office, man. They make bank. And yeah, because of the huge price tag of Joker Folie Do, the DC Elseworlds movie has not even made back its budget in theaters yet. Something that the original was able to do from its domestic debut alone. However, it is that is not the only milestone the movie needs to hit. According to Variety, sources estimate that the sequel needs to earn more than $450 million just to break even, a goal that may be just within its ability if its run continues to stay proportional with the original installment. Uh, yeah, man. Like, even, let me just say this, word of mouth these days I don't think it's quite the same. Um, because word of mouth last time it was people telling people. Now you think that social media has helped with the whole people telling people thing, but I don't think it has that much, man. People telling people, it's like, how can I say? Take the presidential debate for example. Um, Even though one party did made many mistakes and was clearly in the wrong for some of the things, people still decided that what they're gonna choose is what they're gonna choose. They don't really care about whatever, man. They don't care about the good side or the bad side. Like they chose a side already, and that's what they gonna do, man. So I kind of feel that even if this Joker isn't as good as the first one, people might have chosen a side, and this might just actually make more money than it should, because man, I just wish it was a different kind of movie. I just wish it was a proper sequel to the first movie, man. I wish that it actually tied into some of the DC Elseworlds films because it's an Elseworld production. So why would it not tie into the Batman that we currently have going on? That would have been cool. So yeah. Anyway, man, I'm not gonna. As I said, I'm trying to keep it positive. We're trying to keep it good in him. I'm trying to keep it light. So yeah. Okay, man. I don't think I have like another video to make later. So let me just check out this one, man. This is like a South African, if I'm correct. This okay, man. Like this, I hate fashion films. Like I don't think you know how much I hate fashion films. I do not like fashion films, man. The people who make fashion films are cool. The look of fashion films are cool, but I don't like fashion films. That's what I'm gonna say, people. Anyway, the South African fashion uh, student film, a Mandela University student film, has been selected for London Fashion Film Festival. And yeah, Back to Earth, reasons to be proud. Hashtag R2BP. Back to Earth, the fashion film produced by BA Media Communication and Culture student Olotando Ntungele and BVA on his student graduate in fashion and design, textile and design. Tasli Swartz has been selected for the prestigious 2024 London Fashion Film Festival, which is, hey man, congratulations to you, big ups to you. Do your thing. I hope you succeed. I hope you win. But okay, as I said, that's not my thing. So I shall not be reading more into that. I just saw Mandela University student, and yeah. Anyway, yeah, man. I think that's it for now. But I'll be back later for another live stream. I don't know what I'm gonna be talking about. Might just be going through some news. I was thinking if I should actually just do like an 8 hour stream. I'm trying to break it that. I think the longest I've went was like how long? I should actually check my videos, man. I want to see how long I went. I can actually check it right now. I'm trying to break my record, man. So yeah, I'm trying to break my record and see how low can I go. You know what I'm saying? Um, again, thank you to everybody who's been watching, who's been subscribing, who's been liking my videos. This shit means the world to me, man. I love this shit. You like it? I love it. You know what I'm saying? So, oh wow. So the longest I've ever gone is an hour. Yeah, that should change. I'll change it. You know. So yeah, man. Let's just see if there's anything interesting going on. Um, uh, oh man, I'll see what. I remember Jonathan Majors had a film coming out. Okay, there's a fly. God damn. Watching horror movies isn't good for you. Jonathan Majors had a film coming out. What is it called? Magazine Dreams, man. Shit. And they say, oh, okay, it's actually, yo, man. Is this the Jonathan Majors comeback, man? I think I should save this for a later date, man. No, I'll save this for a later date. I'll make a video on it. Now we can talk about it right now, man. Shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Jonathan Majors is no longer cancelled by Hollywood, man, as it says in this article. My dude was done wrong on so many levels because of what he tried to avoid, and instead of him actually being able to avoid all of that, it just came right back to bite him in the butthole, man. Like shit. He tried to do better. He tried to do good. He tried to doing what was best for his career, which at that point was on fire, man. I don't remember name an actor who was on fire as much as Jonathan Majors was in those first few movies, man. I don't think you can name one. I don't think this dude even counts. What's his face? Michael B. Jordan. I don't think he counts because he's been around for ages. And this was like ever since Jonathan Majors came onto the scene, he has been on fire, man. He's been improving leaps and bounds. I think his talent is he's so talented. It's crazy, man. Um, People are saying that he's gonna have a career that could rival Denzel Washington's career, man. I'm kind of hoping Mahershala Ali does what Denzel Washington has been doing, man. But Marshall Ali seems cool, man. Don't give a fuck about none of these things. So this article says, why did I? Should I close the article, people? So I think that is my sign to do it later, man. Do this later. Oh man, Marshall Ali's been on a good run ever since his Oscar wins, man. He's been doing a lot. Doing Wild Wood is up next. Jurassic World Rebirth is up next. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is up next. You know, I thought they would release it this year, but obviously they probably just trying to upgrade it and whatever, man. But yeah, yeah, man. He's already cemented his legacy to me, and Marshall Ali is a shit. And I kind of feel he should be doing what Denzel did. Just attach himself to Spike Lee, you know, be like this with Spike Lee or another director, man. Like what Michael B. Jordan is doing with this dude, with Ryan Coogler. Sinners film is still coming out next year only. So yeah. What's going on? Light and Darkness. I wonder what this Sinners film is about because it was apparently a vampire film, but it seems that there's a lot more than meets the eye. So yeah, man. Anyway, people, yeah, that's it for now. We'll be back later. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Appreciate y'all niggas, man. I don't think y'all niggas know how much I appreciate y'all niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm saying, man. Shit, y'all niggas is shit, man. I'm saying, y'all niggas is, that was my heroes, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, let me just call back.